Ronnie Coleman didn't just build muscle, he fed it like a monster. 300 pounds of mass fueled with grits, eggs, steak, potatoes, and double cheeseburgers, and powered by 800-pound squats that bent steel. He didn't train to win, he trained to terrify. And the mystery that still haunts bodybuilding is simple. How does a man eat like a heavyweight, lift like a powerlifter, and still walk on stage peeled? Before 8 Sandos and global fame, there was Metroflex Gym in Arlington, Texas. No air conditioning, rusted plates, and concrete floors. A place that smelled like sweat and iron. Ronnie didn't start as bodybuilding royalty. He started as a police officer, juggling night shifts, patrols, and exhaustion before dragging himself into Metroflex when others slept. He wasn't chasing aesthetics. He was chasing domination. 45-pound plates stacked until the bar bent, rep after brutal rep. The early days were far from perfect. He lacked symmetry, polish, and recognition. Judges overlooked him. Fans barely noticed. He wasn't the chosen one. He was the storm that no one saw coming. Then, the mutation began. The infamous 800-pound squat wasn't a stunt, just another day in Metroflex. And the 805-pound deadlift followed, pulled with lungs screaming, and a grin that made even seasoned lifters question his sanity. And then came the leg press. 2,200 pounds, 24 plates. A weight so absurd that trainers begged him not to attempt it. He did it anyway. He didn't ask if he could. He asked how many reps. Strength on that scale was no accident. It was the product of obsession and defiance. Strength like that needed fuel. Breakfast meant grits, egg whites, and sausage. Not for one man, but for 3. Lunch meant chicken and potatoes measured in pounds, not ounces. 6,000 calories off-season. 4,000 while shredded. This wasn't dieting. It was warfare. And as the beast grew, the sport trembled. At the 1998 Olympia, judges didn't wonder where he'd place. They wondered what they were looking at. Size that rivaled Marcus Rule. Conditioning that challenged Flex Wheeler. Mass that humbled Jay Cutler. Confidence that shook Kevin Levrone. Ronnie didn't fit into a category. He became one. His presence forced bodybuilding to evolve. Judging changed. Expectations shifted. Legends stood beside him. Cutler, Wheeler, Levrone, Rule, and looked human. Ronnie looked engineered. His dominance wasn't just victory. It was a redefining of what the sport considered possible. And if you've ever stood under a bar, hands trembling and lungs burning, and still refused to quit, then you understand Ronnie. You understand the grind. You understand obsession. That means you're one of us. Barbell Fuel isn't for casuals. It's for lifers. But legends pay a price. Ronnie's spine became the battlefield. Discs herniated, nerves inflamed. Surgeons warned him to stop. He pushed harder. Metal rods, screws, wheelchairs. The weight that built him also broke him, and the pain that followed became as legendary as the lifts themselves. That's the paradox. The strongest body the sport has ever seen now wakes up in pain. The man who squatted 800 pounds now struggles to walk without support. Domination has a cost, and he paid it willingly. That choice is what separates champions from myths. So ask yourself, was Ronnie Coleman the peak of human size and strength, or the warning that obsession demands sacrifice? If you respect this grind and live for freak stories like this, subscribe to Barbell Fuel. Because the next freak we reveal might be the only man who ever challenged that throne. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.